Imagine you're running on a treadmill. What are the physical effects you notice? Your heart rate increases, you're breathing faster, your heart is pumping harder to bring all the oxygenated blood to your leg muscles so that you can run faster. Your digestion is slowed down, your pulse is increased. All these are the effects which you can notice. Now let's change the situation. Let's imagine you are taking a stroll in a wooded area. It's peaceful and serene, and suddenly you see a snake in front of you. What happens? Similar reaction. Your heart rate is increased, you're breathing faster, you are fearful. Good morning, this is Dr. Padma, and today let's talk about how stress can impact your emotional health. The situation where you saw a snake is that of fearfulness. Your first reaction is to either flee or, if you're strong enough, confront it. Fear in this case may be a beneficial response that jolts our muscle into action or causes our eyes to quickly spot the best place to seek shelter. In fact, this fight, flight, or freeze response is our body's healthy stress response designed to help us survive. Our body gets prepared by raising the heart rate, constricting the blood vessels, increasing the pressure. As it feels you may need more blood to your muscles in the leg to run as fast as you can. Your oxygen consumption increases, respiratory rate increases. What about the extra energy you need to run? Well, the liver releases more glucose into your blood. The appetite decreases as the blood is shunted away from the gut to the muscles. Slowing down of bodily functions occurs. The mind is sharpened and focused, decreasing the need for sleep. These same set of reactions happen in our body when we are anxious, angry, or have negative thoughts too. All these actions are being orchestrated by part of a nervous system called the sympathetic system through our adrenal gland, which produces stress hormones called cortisol and adrenaline into the circulation. The involuntary functions of the body, like digestion, pumping of the heart, respiration, are all regulated by autonomic nervous system. Autonomic, as the name indicates, is automatic, is not under our volition. Autonomic nervous system is further divided into sympathetic nervous system, which we talked about earlier, which gets activated in states of emergency and stress. And complementary to that is the parasympathetic system, which is also called rest and digest system. The parasympathetic system coordinates digestion and expulsion of waste. It decreases the heart rate. It dilates the arteries, decreases the respiratory rate, along with actions of general maintenance that can happen in a relaxed state of the body. It is kind of a healing force. Normally, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic system work together to keep the body running smoothly. But in specific moments like either facing stressful situations or resting and listening to music during the day, one system may dominate over the other. Parasympathetic nerve fibers originate in the brain and sacral end of the spinal cord. Vagus nerve forms the major part of the parasympathetic system. Sympathetic fibers originate in the thoracic and lumbar regions of the spinal cord. In modern times, we have to admit we are more in a sympathetic mode. Fearful, anxious, angry. We're surrounded by news of calamities, diseases, thefts, killings, shootings, constant worry at work or at home. This keeps our body in fearful, anxious mode, aka our sympathetic system is in overdrive mode. Chronic stress leads to increased heart rate, high blood pressure. Remember, the blood vessels constrict when we are fearful to raise the blood pressure so that the muscles get all the blood. The blood glucose also is high. The digestive system is given the last priority, leading to digestive issues, and our mind is in constant high alert mode. Chronic stress not only keeps the body from discerning when it's safe to turn off the physiological responses, but it can keep the mind hooked on certain emotions for a long time, leading to heart disease, dehydration, lack of sleep, compromised immune system, diabetes, to name a few. Additionally, Stress can lead to muscle tension and aches, cause malnutrition from decreased appetite, and make it more difficult for your body to grow and heal from injuries. Not only are these conditions bad for your health, but they can greatly affect your quality of life. When looking at all this, isn't it obvious we need to take the help of our friendly and soothing parasympathetic nervous system more often and learn to relax? How do we do that? Well, by increasing our vagal tone. Vagal nerve stimulation is a medical treatment that is sometimes used in treatment of epilepsy and other neurological conditions. The vagus nerve represents the main component of the parasympathetic nervous system, which oversees a vast array of crucial bodily functions including control of mood, immune response, digestion, and heart rate. The vagus nerve, which is a major part of our parasympathetic system, is a very long nerve and runs its course from the brain where it begins to all the way down the digestive tract. On its way, it innervates and sends branches to our ears, our tongue, our neck. In the thorax, it provides the main parasympathetic supply to the heart and stimulates a reduction in the heart rate. The vagus nerve is responsible for regulation of internal organs such as digestion, heart rate, and respiratory rate, as well as vasomotor activity and certain reflex actions such as coughing, sneezing, swallowing, and vomiting. Activation of vagus nerve can help in switching our body to parasympathetic state. One way of stimulating the vagus nerve, which has been studied, is by applying electrical impulses to the vagus nerve. What are other ways to stimulate vagus nerve? Well, there is preliminary evidence for gut bacteria to have beneficial effect on mood and anxiety, partly by affecting the activity of the vagus nerve. Some yoga practices can directly stimulate the vagus nerve by increasing the vagal tone, leading to an improvement of, again, autonomic regulation and mood. Stress coping breathing-based meditative techniques stimulates the vagus nerve and exerts, again, numerous effects including changes in heart, improved cognition, improved bowel function. A sequence of breathing techniques of different frequencies, intensities, length, with end inspiratory and expiratory holds creates varied stimuli to the vagus nerve and activates it, which in turn induces physiological changes in organs and influences our emotional brain, the limbic system. A recent study showed that patients who were depressed showed a significant reduction of depressive and anxiety symptoms compared to control group after receiving an adjunctive intervention with yogic breathing techniques for 8 weeks. Most of us suffer from low vagal tone. We are not able to self-soothe ourselves and increase our vagal tone to heal ourselves. We're constantly angry, ruminating about something that happened days ago and not letting go. It has been shown that self-generated positive emotions like kindness, meditation, loving someone, gratitude can have an immense effect on our vagal tone. It can increase our vagal tone. Increased positive emotion produces increases in vagal tone, which is probably mediated by increased perceptions of social connections. Individuals suffering from depression, anxiety, and chronic pain have benefited from regular mindfulness meditation training, demonstrating a remarkable improvement in symptom severity. We can't change the world, but we can change ourselves. We can increase our vagal tone, increase our parasympathetic system activity by yogic techniques, showing love, kindness, generosity, be forgiving, remove all the negative emotions, be happy, enjoy life.